are you the girl from the Gilmore Girls? And I said, no, I'm not. And she went, Are you the girl from the Bridge to Terabithia? And I said, no, I'm not. And she went, ah. And then she just walked away, and I heard myself scream at her, but I was in The Devil Wears Prada!
And I wondered, Anne, have you been in enough movies now where stepping onto the set with Robert De Niro isn't intimidating?
Haven't, no.
Okay.
I was pretty nervous before we started this one. But, and I don't mean to name drop, but Julie Andrews was good prep, and Meryl Streep was very, very good prep. And when I worked with Meryl, I was so awed by her. I was so, I couldn't get over it. I was such a fan the entire time that I feel like I missed out on the experience working with her. Like, I was too scared to talk. I don't know if it was the character, I don't know if it was Meryl, combination of the two. So this time I decided that I wasn't going to let my fan worship of Bob, this is so awkward talking about this while you're right next to me, but stand in the way of having a great time. So I would do my freakouts at home and then show up and just be like, hey, we're working together today, what are you doing? Drinking a coffee, that's cool.
Because Anne Hathaway, when she was here, she was saying the same thing on The Devil Wears Prada. It was real. Yeah. That, not that not that we were horrible, but that no one spoke. People you didn't speak.
Oh, well, they all had a fabulous time. Stanley Tucci and Emily Blunt and Anne Hathaway. And then I was off in my camper sulking. I just didn't, thought it wouldn't be helpful. I'm sure Steve was thinking this way, because when you're, and I like to have a good time. I mean, that's basically why I'm in it, is to have fun. And, but I couldn't do that and then sort of walk in and chill the blood. So it is a funny thing.
You do seem to have cornered the market in that kind of, that sort of urbane gay man.
Yeah, I know. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, you have, yeah.
Yeah.
How did you discover that you were good at that?
Well, that's a long story.
This feels like a conversation in a chat room.
Right. Yeah. If you'll just excuse us for a moment. I don't know. When I was cast in the Devil Wears Prada, which I heard recently that you auditioned for the role. Did I hear that?
You know how you feel about Winona Ryder?
Did you audition for that part?
Yes, I did! I put the work in.
But
I spent my life preparing.
I know.
I think I had more chance of getting her role.
But just so you know, I was probably the last actor in Christendom that they went to. They were shooting the movie already. They had tried to cast everyone and anyone except me. And in the end...
But you're not making it better,
right.
Sandy.
I'm trying to make it better. I'm trying to make it better.
Street had been offered the role.
But what they said to me was, it was between you and me.
Yeah.
It's true. And Winona Ryder.
You're gonna need a bigger shot.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know. I don't know why. Why the urbane? I don't know why.
But you got that very late in the day, so you'd know.
Yeah, they were shooting the movie already. I had 3 days.
Yeah, but you're not
prepare.
gay, and sometimes people who aren't gay are better at being gay than people who are.
Sure. It's a shame. It's a shame you're not gay, because you'd be so good at it.
I know. Yeah. But it's true, isn't it?
No, I know what you mean. Yes, there's a certain distance. There's a distance.
An objectivity.
There's an objectivity.
Somewhere.
There's a perspective that maybe you wouldn't have.
I don't like playing lesbians. I am a lesbian, but I don't like playing them. I loathe kissing women, for example, on stage or on screen. Absolutely loathe it. Right. And I tell you why, and I'm quite serious. It's because I don't want them to think that I fancy them. Can you understand
No,
this?
of course I can. Yeah. Well, that's exactly why I don't play lesbians on stage.
You weren't cool at all. There was none of that. Actually, I don't know your work. You were a proper fan of it.
Oh, I was full stalker status. Yeah. I was just like, hey, you want to go on a date with me?
No, tell people is this true? How many times have you seen Devil Wears Prada?
I mean,
not 75.
give or take 72. Yeah. No, it's one of those things that back in the day, us elderly people used to channel surf, and no one does that anymore. But yeah, exactly. Like I said,
so cruel.
No, it's just one of those movies that whenever you're going through the channels, you just stop and you. I mean, look.
Has anyone seen the film here? Probably. Do you remember there's 4 people? There's a sort of montage sequence where Annie Hathaway's got numerous fabulous outfits that they go through. And John, one day I came home and he was watching it, and he was watching the montage bit, and he goes, and that's my favourite outfit. With the beanie. It's cute.
Well, I couldn't get Annie, and so I was like, oh.
Because relationships are difficult, and I know now, and you're obviously happily married. So how petty do arguments get in your house?
It's usually me, and it's usually because I'm hungry. So we have a lot of hangry fights. And one time I picked a fight with him. To be fair, it was during like day 3 of my extreme weight loss diet for Les Mis, and I picked a fight with him about a sunset.
Like whether it was pretty or not?
No. No. Okay, so the early days of the weight loss, I was a little manic, and I went outside and I was feeling things pretty intensely, and I saw the sunset and I was like, oh my God, it's the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen, come on. And so I ran inside, and my husband, who was being so nice and like holding my hand through this, you know, the early days of this is pretty hard. He's been so nice, he's like, I need to have a 15-minute work call at one point during the day. And I burst inside, I'm like, honey, there's a sunset outside, we have to go. And he was like, okay, honey, I'm on the work call, and I just sulk. I just immediately pull a sulk, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, it's happening right now, we're gonna miss it. So then he is like, okay, I just need 5 minutes, babe. And it's like, and it's a work call, and I'm sitting there, and I make it about 30 seconds. My patience is not there. And finally I stand up, I'm like, okay, you know, he's on a work call. And I'm like, okay, I'm going outside, you can come find me. I'm really bad. And so then, and the thing is, we're at a hotel, which is on like a 100-acre estate. Like the front yard is 20 acres and the backyard is 80 acres. And he's like, well, okay, he's so sweet. He's like, okay, sweetie, I'll come find you, where will you be? And I go, if I'm not in the front, I'll be in the back. And then I hid behind a statue and stuck my foot out and got mad when he couldn't find me. I was just like a horrible bitch that day.
That was a successful flirt.
Meryl, I've heard you speaking about how you are now sort of aware of the effect you have on a cast.
Oh, yeah. I heard you say you were terrified. You weren't really terrified, because the first day I worked with you, I forgot my lines.
I loved that. The highlight of my year. Well, here's an interesting question I meant to ask you all these months and never dared. Are you ever nervous? Were you ever nervous?
You did ask me that.
Did I? What was your answer?
Every day you ask me that. Aren't you nervous? No, the second week I'm not nervous of this. But when we got up at Carnegie Hall, I was shaking.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
And that was late in the shoot. And when I had to, you know, at the end, when I nervous about that.
Well, that's not easy.
No, I get nervous. I get nervous on chat shows. Chat shows are hard.
Oh, stop
You're
it.
a genius. I don't know how you do it. You put the most uptight people relaxed, but it is very tough.
But you are all relaxed. You're nice.
I'm really uptight still.
You haven't moved. I know.
But the thing is, but you can sort of relate to it, I guess, people's reaction to you, because when you were starting out, you must have had the reaction to...
I did. I had... The first famous person I knew was Al Pacino. I didn't work with him, but he came over to the house for dinner. He was a friend of my boyfriend, and I was cooking... Why? I cooked spaghetti. I cooked homemade spaghetti sauce, and somebody had told me once to put a carrot in the sauce. Oh, it was awful. And I just remember stirring it, and for some reason my lip going like this. I wasn't saying anything, it was just going... I was so nervous because he was so famous, and But, you know, people
You
are
should have
people.
just gone to Tesco Metro.
Yes. did he bitch about the carrot?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay,
no.
okay.
No, I just knew it wasn't any good.